In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was more than a ruler. He was a living god. The Nile's life-giving waters shaped a civilization where the pharaohs stood as the bridge between heaven and earth. Divine kingship was the foundation of Egyptian society, blending religion and government into one. The pharaoh embodied Horus in life and became Osiris in death, granting him absolute authority. His word was divine law, and his presence was believed to ensure the sun's rise and the Nile's flood. The pharaoh's sacred duty was to maintain truth, justice, and cosmic order. Successes in harvest or war were seen as signs of divine favor, disasters as warnings from the gods. The pharaoh controlled all land, resources, and the vast bureaucracy that kept Egypt running. He was the ultimate high priest, responsible for building temples and performing rituals to appease the gods. Through these acts, he secured blessings for his people and maintained Egypt's stability. The people believed their fate in this life and the next rested on the pharaoh's connection to the divine. There was no separation between church and state. Both were embodied in the pharaoh. His rule unified millions, providing order and purpose. The pharaoh's divine status was the glue that held Egypt together for millennia. Every aspect of life, from daily work to monumental construction, revolved around his sacred role. In Egypt, to serve the pharaoh was to serve the gods themselves. The pharaoh's divine authority was upheld by a powerful priesthood. Priests managed temple rituals, interpreted the god's will, and oversaw vast temple estates. Temples were economic centers, rivaling the pharaoh's wealth and influence. The priesthood's knowledge and privileges made them essential intermediaries between the pharaoh and the people. Over time, high priests, especially at Karnak, amassed immense power, sometimes challenging the pharaoh himself. The relationship was symbiotic. The pharaoh legitimized the priests and they reinforced his divine status. Festivals and ceremonies organized by priests were grand displays of unity and propaganda. Yet as temples grew richer, priestly dynasties emerged, shifting power away from the throne. This delicate balance between pharaoh and priesthood would eventually contribute to Egypt's decline. Egypt's greatest pharaohs left their mark in stone monuments to their divinity and power. Khufu's Great Pyramid was a stairway to the heavens, built to secure his immortality. Hatshepsut, Egypt's powerful female pharaoh, used grand temples and tales of divine birth to legitimize her rule. Ramses the Great ruled for decades, covering Egypt with statues and temples, projecting his image as a living god. His temple at Abu Simbel, with its colossal statues, was a warning to enemies and a testament to his divine status. Pharaohs like Thutmose III expanded Egypt's empire, their victories seen as proof of divine favor. Through military might, monumental building, and religious propaganda, these rulers defined what it meant to be a god on earth. Their legacy shaped Egypt's identity for centuries. Over time, the priesthood's power rivaled the pharaohs, fracturing Egypt's unity. Internal weakness left Egypt vulnerable to foreign invaders: Libyans, Kushites, Assyrians, Persians. Foreign rulers adopted pharaonic titles, but the divine mystique faded. The Ptolemies, and finally Cleopatra, were the last to claim the title of pharaoh. With Rome's conquest, the age of divine kingship ended. Yet the idea of rulers as gods lived on, shaping monarchies worldwide. Monumental architecture and religious ceremony as tools of power began on the Nile. The legacy of Egypt's god-kings endures in the very idea of the all-powerful ruler.
This is how power shifted in history. If you're enjoying the journey, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Got a forgotten chapter in mind? Drop it in the comments. Next episode, Power in the Shadows, Temples, Priests, and Ancient Control. Until then, stay curious.